I just got back from the grocery store and I picked myself up a 10-piece bucket of fried chicken and a 10-piece salmon sushi. The salmon sushi came out to $8.50. And this bucket of chicken, you will never guess the price unless it's bogus, which then it would be understandable. $5, $5 hairs. That's like $1 an hour. Hopefully there's no large talons in there. So yeah, I've never had any of these foods, but I was at the grocery store the other day. I don't go there often. And the big one. I'll explain a little bit about how grocery stores and marts and markets work here in Korea, maybe, if I remember. But anyway, I don't go there often. I went the other day. I saw that they had, their fresh food section in the back, and they didn't have much, but these two things caught my eye. They had various sushi and various like fried things like fried chicken. I'm like, what an interesting combo. We have cold-ish or room temperature soft, raw food over here. And we have hot, crispy, cooked food over here. So this will be an interesting combo. Also took a taxi to get there. It's about a 15-minute walk there, 15-minute walk back. So I'm gonna add this into the price. I took a taxi there, $3.50 there, $3.50 back. Not too bad at all. Let me show you a quick close-up of what I'm working with, and then we'll get into it. Decent looking sushi. I'm not a sushi master, but that looks decent to me. It comes with some wasabi and I think some soy sauce we can put in here. That's pretty convenient. And some like this stuff to cleanse the palate, you know what I mean? And then this chicken, it's looking pretty standard, man, but I do like the fact that they fill it to above the brim. It's a good touch. Yum. Obviously, I've had fried chicken and I've had sushi before, but never from the grocery store here in Korea. So we're gonna be trying it out right now. Let's try with the sushi first. Looking pretty decent. Not bad. In fact, I'm going back to back. That's not too shabby at all. I've had better. I've had worse probably, but for the price to taste ratio, that's got to be up there. I don't know how long this has been sitting out, but it gets the job done. You know what I mean? Especially only for $8.50. Now this, I'm really curious about this. It looks pretty damn good. And if this is actually decent for $5 hairs, that will be the find of the century for me. Might be having a double back. The thing is, this was not hot. Little secret. I did warm this up again. It wasn't hot it was just sitting there. So it was room temperature at the grocery store, and I did heat it up because I wanted that temperature contrast. So going in. That is pretty dang good. That's pretty damn decent. One thing you see me not doing is complaining. That is juicy. It's hot, it's crispy, it's flavorsome. Comes off the bone pretty nicely. I wouldn't have minded maybe a little bit more of secret zing in the seasoning. But don't take that as a complaint. I feel like if I had some sauce, just a little bit of hot sauce, yeah, just Louisiana style. That's what I'm going for here. Just to dip it in there or dab it on. And hold on, do I have any of that? No, I do not, but I do have some of this Mr. Choi's knockoff sriracha, so we might be trying this. But yeah, so the thing is, the chicken itself is good. The seasoning, I'd rather have it under seasoned than over seasoned. Like a lot of times, like with Korean chicken, they can be a little bit extra. At least when it comes to the sauces, like some of the sauces can be real intense, real sweet. This is just very OG, original, classic. So, like I said, not complaining one bit. I'm actually shocked. I'm stunned. I mean, inflation's been hitting over here. I've noticed some things going up. But let's fish for a bigger piece here. Oh, snap. That's delish. That's not bad. Wow. Yep. Now this was pretty good. This is blowing me away. But one thing I did want to try is the combo. I'm talking back to back. Which could get a little bit out of control here, but we'll see. It wouldn't be my first pick, but yeah, nah. I mean, it is what it is. It's about what you'd expect. Not really the best combo. It ain't burger and fries out here, but you know, it's sustenance. So, yeah, I got this from a place called Home Plus. Which is what I would say one of the big two, maybe big three, when it comes to big grocery stores, supermarkets here in Korea. There's Home Plus, there's E-Mart, and I guess you could throw in Lotte Mart, but I'd never go there. I rarely see them. But pretty much wherever you are in Seoul, you'll see, you can find a Home Plus or an E-Mart that's within, you know, a $3.50 taxi ride away. Maybe a little bit more, but our taxis are cheap here, man. There's also Costco here, but those are more sparse. So yeah, I tried a membership. I didn't end up really using it much. I hear they do delivery now though, so I might have to look into it again. Are these, like, I'll just say Home Plus and E-Mart. They're not that much different than, you know, your average Walmart, I guess, back in the States. They're smaller, for sure, and obviously they sell different things, you know. As in, you know, more Asian, Korean foods compared to Western foods and Mexican foods, international foods. You obviously will find Western foods here, but not a huge selection. They also sell household stuff. And for the longest time, the whole time I've been here, for the past over 10 years, I guess, they've had this law that every second and fourth Sunday of the month, these big marts had to close. They had to be closed all day. And I think the idea was to help promote the, you know, the local markets and small grocery stores, marts, and, you know, peddlers. I think that was the idea, but I heard recently they got rid of it this year, so that's nice because literally I don't go to the grocery store that often, but every time I wanted to go, it was on a Sunday that it was closed, and I'm like, God dang it. So then I didn't go and I ordered food. So, anyway. These places aren't, like I said, you'll be able to find one if you're here, but they're not on every corner. You might have to go on a trek to get there. That being said, not on every corner, but probably in Seoul, within a shorter walking distance, you'll find these, like, I would say small to medium, like that S/M size mart. That's small. I'm talking like 4 aisles that will sell the necessities, bigger than a convenience store. That's where probably most people go to get their just quick bite to eat. But you can find, you know, some kind of fresh, you know, fruits, vegetables, some small selection of fresh meats, and then all the classic stuff. I'd say everywhere I've lived personally, you could probably find one of these marts within 5 minutes walking. You know, like when I lived in America, this type of mart wasn't a thing. Think of like a small, like Asian mart in America, but maybe even smaller, but that size, you know what I mean? And then they have the markets. A lot of times covered, but you know, you'll see people selling, like I said, fruits, vegetables, this and that, all types of things, fresh foods, like prepared foods, I should say. All types of stuff. Fish. So I don't know how, I think they have some pretty good prices. I don't know how much I trust them though. Sometimes, because they're covered, like some of them are covered, like they're these long walkways with this covered roof. Sometimes when I walk through some of them in the summer, it's hot as hell. And then I'm looking around at some of the seafood, and the smells will get you. And I just wonder about it sometimes. You'll see butcher shops in there. street foods and stuff like that. And then these days, I guess for several years now, I should say, just like online grocery apps. So there's one that does like basically overnight, guaranteed to be on your doorstep by like 7 a.m. or something. If I ordered right now, it would show up at my doorstep probably early, maybe like 5 or 6 a.m. And if you get stuff that's cold, like frozen stuff or even just refrigerated stuff, they'll just pack in, dry ice packs to keep it cold and fresh. And yeah, I actually do use that a decent amount. And there's some that they don't have as big of a selection, but you can just get it like straight away within 30 minutes. And I think that's one reason why, probably the biggest reason why I don't go to the grocery store that often is because I can just tap a few buttons, Koreans love delivery, and I'm about it. I'm here for it, man. Yeah, one thing I always love doing whenever I go somewhere, I'm talking like to a different country or whatever, love investigating their grocery store scene. Because it's always different and it's always unique in their own way. You know what I mean? Like, I would say the one place that is the most familiar to me, I guess as from my American side, was when I was in Melbourne. They had a big Woolworths, and it was just like big grocery store, like a high V, you know what I mean? It's huge. But other than that, usually I do travel to large cities. So yeah, I mean, even in America, if you're in a huge city, it'll be harder to find a big, huge supermarket. But that was like the only one that I was like, damn, yeah, this would not be out of place in America. Average America. I'm not talking New York City here. I'll tell you what, the one thing that really blew my mind was when I was in Japan, I didn't see any stores. I'm talking marts. I saw like 2. They're pretty small. London had a good amount, but I would call them mostly in the medium-sized range. Again, obviously, if you go outside of London, they'll probably be bigger, like the Tesco's, Sainsbury's, whatnot. Good solid like 10 aisles, 10 aisles. Got most of what you need anyway. One of the coolest marts I've been to. Stumbled upon it randomly, real random. So we're in Hong Kong, right? And there's this crazy escalator system that goes up to the top of some mountain or something. I think it's the longest escalator system in the world. At least last time I checked. It's real crazy. Like, it just goes on and on and on. up and up and up. And towards the bottom, like, it's obviously not just one continuous one. You go here and it's twisty and turny. You get off, walk a couple steps, go around here, and then go up another one. It's absolutely wild. It's one of the coolest things. But basically toward the top, where like the people, the tourists, they kind of, you know, at the bottom there's a lot of just people and tourists and stuff, but then at the top, not that many people. And right off the, like in the middle of this escalator, chutes and ladders type of rig, there's this like small door to a grocery store. You walk in, it's this big, decently sized mart. I'm like, how do they get their shipments? How do they do that? I'm still mystified to this day. Maybe a tunnel through the back, like through the mountain. I don't know. It's probably cleanse the palate. Speaking of escalators, though, I forgot about this. Yeah, some marts over here, like the big ones, the big supermarkets, super stores. They'll be like 3 or 4 stores tall, excuse me. And they'll have escalator ramps. And this might not be that rare if you're from a country that has them, but for me, being from a country that doesn't have them, or I've never seen them before, I think they actually might have them now in big cities, but I had never seen them when I first saw them, when I first came to Korea, and it blew my mind to get to different floors. And they're obviously a smooth ramp because you need a cart. People are taking carts up these things. They have a magnetic little locking system, so your cart will lock, the wheels will lock to the thing so it doesn't go sliding all over the place. So I found that very amusing the first. Actually, I still do every time. So yeah, you know, I'll be honest, I do miss American grocery stores just because they have, you know, they'll have taco seasoning or like simple stuff that you don't really think of that they just won't have here. But it's actually almost insane how big they can be in America compared to other places. My last workation, I guess, was Spain. They had a bunch of medium-sized ones, good amount of small ones, but a lot of medium ones, like London, I guess. Had pretty much everything you need. A lot of wine. But yeah, it's one of those things that I just like because when you travel somewhere, you know, I like to see how the people that live there actually live their life. It just, everyone goes to the grocery store at some point, you know? So like I was saying, I don't really go to the big one often, the one that I went to today, but the small one, the 4-aisler, about a minute away, I go there all the time. So, yeah. Anyway. Oh, I killed the sushi. I got like 2.5 pieces left or something, but I think I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty satisfied with that meal, so I'm about to skate out of here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.